We're back at the first permitted 3D printed house in Florida by Precision Builders, built with a cobot machine. Today we're going to take a tour through with the husband-wife team, James and Kyndra Light, and see if we can tell this home was printed from the inside, because from the outside you can't tell whatsoever. They stuccoed it and it fits in completely with the other homes in this neighborhood. The Precision Builders team was kind enough to let me stop by this project multiple times throughout their progress, and so we saw many of the steps from the raw printed layers to the stucco and finally the painting and the finishing. In the past, this channel was supported by sponsors, but now we're completely self-supported by ads, course sales, and virtual village memberships. These products and programs allow me to provide unbiased content to you through this channel without the influence of external parties. If you want to learn about 3D printed construction, you can learn more for free on my YouTube channel and podcast than my course. But if you're in a time crunch, the course is a great way to get an introduction on how to 3D print a house in a simple 4-hour lecture. James and Kyndra are really excited about the future of construction automation, and they want to test this same footprint model with a new printer. So they've been shopping around various construction printing companies to find the partner that they can print this same footprint in this town and get a good comparison of how the cobot system compares to whatever they use next.
Hello and welcome back. James Light.
And I'm Kyndra Light. And we're here today to talk a little bit about the completion of Florida's first 3D printed home, as well as kind of where we see ourselves going in the future with this technology.
Awesome. Can we take a look inside?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Before we get inside, how was this stucco job? Was it a challenge? Was it easy to get it to stick?
Actually, as a job for the stucco guys, it was relatively easy to do. It just required a lot of material because of the big bellies and the print, the Michelin Man effect. Mm-hmm. So the actual job, it stuck really well. There wasn't any issues with anything as far as that goes. So it's very easy to do. It just took a lot of material.
Cool.
It's a little bit different from what it was.
And so we are still working on a couple final touches, which we're going to be completing today and tomorrow, and getting ready for final cleaning and stagers to come this week for our open house on Friday, October 14th.
Yep. See, we got a few little last minute details on some cabinets and stuff that we
some painting to do, but
yeah.
For the most part, this is the finished product.
Is there a favorite wall, favorite feature?
Well, I love the unpainted, unstuccoed printed wall, which we did leave the closet. Well, the master closet is painted, but you still see the printed walls. But the back storage room, we left the wall completely, and that's part of my favorite wall.
Let's take a look at that before people don't believe that this house was printed. It really looks great. It's one of the best finished printed homes I've seen.
I love that we left some of the texture and obviously the metal curves to the walls. And we did that in several places, especially like here with the closet. Of course, we have some supplies in here, but
a little bit.
so we left the closet doors so you could still appreciate the curve of the wall, but then also when you open the closet doors, you can see the printed wall.
You want to see the storage closet?
Let's check it out. The landscaping too?
Yes, landscaping done, fencing done. We have a nice little patio here.
So this house doesn't have a buyer yet?
No.
It will go live on the market this week.
I can't bring myself to cut these off yet. But
Can you explain again what those were?
Well, this was where one of the legs was for the cobot gantry system. So it just so happened to work out where we had this patio designed. So instead of having the big foot like you see, we just epoxied them into the slab, which was definitely the way to go, because you just come back, we'll cut the bolts off and that's it, instead of having to deal with the giant 3,500 pound feet. So here's the one wall we left completely. I still have stuff here that we have to get rid of, but this was untouched. It's just, this is the way it was. You can almost kind of see the different days. We had the different start and stop, transition, a little darker, transition. That was a super dry day that we had a lot of sunshine. It was done in the middle of summer. But it was a good test because it was just about the worst time you could possibly do a print is the blazing heat and rain of summer. So it turned out nice though.
And if somebody wants to buy this house, how do they contact you guys, or what's the best method for them to check it out?
So it'll be listed in the MLS listings with our realtor, that's Bill O'Liner, with Williams Group Realty in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
So this is certified affordable housing. So home buyer will have access to down payment assistance as well as the certified affordable housing rate. So this house will go on the market at $256,000, which is 80% area median income affordability rate for Tallahassee.
And that's determined by HUD.
Yes.
Nice. And since we're kind of on the topic of costs, maybe we can walk inside and
Sure.
this house being the first home you printed, there were a lot of learning curves and things that, I mean, you're going to try to use different printers in the future, updated versions of the Cobalt printer potentially as well.
Yes.
For this first project, what was the cost like for you as a builder?
So I would say for this first project, we were at about 40% over stick-built construction costs.
Because of some of the reasons like stuff going and
right. And there were, some custom things that we hadn't quite, figured out. So between flooring and stuccoing and custom windows and door sizings, we went over on our budget, our original budget, and we probably spent about 40% more than if we had just stick-built this home.
And so with the lessons you learned, how much more cost-effective do you think, how much can you bring that down?
Right, so we'll bring that down all the way and then below the stick-built cost to about 20% savings over stick-built cost for our next project. And that's kind of what our projections are showing.
Yeah, a lot of these overages were easy fixes.
Easy fixes, yeah.
Just planning or just not knowing.
And having the experience to know what to do the next
easily
time.
correctable, but just had we known ahead of time. So.
Right, and that's what this project was for, was to give us that baseline. And now we have like a whole myriad of different means and methods to make it more affordable for the future. So I'm really excited about our projects for 2023.
If another team is embarking on their first print, is there any advice you give them?
Take your time, plan.
Yes. Take your
plan
time.
and plan and build it in your head 100 times before you even get started.
And
every
it's
little,
really
all the boring steps, all
Yeah.
the little nuanced, boring things that you don't ever want to think about as a builder. You just want to do all the fun stuff. No, the most boring thing, that's what you got to spend the time on. Otherwise, you're going to be dealing with it later on. So
I would say that it would be really important now that there are people in the industry with experience, that you go ahead and do that consulting with them ahead of time. And even if it does cost you some money up front to do consulting or, kind of planning.
a few things in the pipeline. We're going to be working with a different style printer. I got a few projects, some infrastructure projects, retaining walls, as well as homes, custom homes. So we got a lot of things that were in the works for 2023. We're super excited about.
Yeah, and we'll be opening a research and development facility sometime in the beginning of 2023 that we're very excited about to collaborate with other people in the industry, as well as bring in some people for possible intern and employment opportunities. So lots to come. We do have a website that is in the process of being updated this week before our open house goes live. So rethinkconstruction.com, very easy.
Nice.
So yeah, we do have that access.
That's a great domain.
Yeah, we got that many years ago when we started the research on this, and when it was time to actually go live with the website, I thought, oh yeah, this is great.
I really appreciate you guys' authenticity, always being open to letting me stop by and film the projects. I think it really shows through, and the audience can tell when somebody's giving like honest opinions and stuff, and you guys do a great job of that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we love your videos.
Yes, same.
Awesome.